What's the highest priority for you when you're looking for a partner?
To have plenty of curves.
Was not expecting that from Mike.
It's Breaking the News with Des Clark.
And this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. This week, I'm joined by four fantastic panellists. On my right, we have comedians Susie McCabe and Ignacio Lopez. And up against them are stand-up Raymond Mearns and author Val McDermid. In the news this week, Jamie Lang, the Made in Chelsea star taking over BBC Radio 1's Drive Time show, has insisted he's not just a posh idiot. In a statement he made to a hat stand at the Savoy. An airline pilot was caught over the alcohol limit before he was due to fly from Edinburgh to New York. Passengers had their suspicions after the captain introduced the co-pilot as his best pal, and he pure loves him, by the way. And a naked swimming club that has been meeting for almost 50 years may have to shut if a leisure centre reduces its opening hours. Club treasurer Dave Michaels said they can no longer afford to heat the pool, which is the main reason that their members are shrinking. Right, you've met the panel. Let's crack on with round one! This is the Broken News round, where the teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Susie and Ignacio, can you tell me what this is all about?
When Donald Trump presents his pre-election sweeteners today, it's against a backdrop of a looming general election, one in which, if the polling is to be believed,
15 American states and one overseas territory
are set to lose badly. Jeremy Hunt
has been telling Good Morning Scotland voters don't necessarily feel better off under the current administration.
So there we go, it's been a busy old week. Susie, what do you think our first story is?
This is about the budget, isn't it?
Well done, that's the right answer. Of course, Chancellor Jeremy Hunt delivered the spring budget this week, the last before an expected general election. He announced, amongst other things, a 2p national insurance cut, and he extended the windfall tax on oil and gas firms by 12 months, despite opposition from the Scottish Conservatives.
Honestly, it was so boring, wasn't it? It was so boring. Like, it was the fact that Sky News kept cutting back to the House of Commons in between their news coverage, and they kept going, the Chancellor's still on his feet. As if they were surprised that he hadn't put himself in a self-induced coma. That's how bad it was. But you know, I kind of think for a bit of balance, we need to look at the positives, right? Because life is hard and we need to look at the positives that came out that budget. And that budget nearly made Douglas Ross resign. I would have taken a national insurance increase if he had resigned.
Well, there it is. We're still processing all the information from it, but we've had a UK budget this week. Ignacio, what did you make of the budget this week?
I mean, they keep banging on about his reduced national insurance, so that's going to save, they keep saying, oh, it's going to save the average person £450. But what they didn't say is that they haven't raised the income threshold, so everyone's much worse off. It's like the worst magic trick ever, all right? It's like the magician showing up, revealing your card, while his assistant is sweeping up dead rabbits off the stage, you know? It's just...
Good observation. Val McDermid, what have you made of the budget this week?
Well, that thing that Ignacio was talking about there, you know, that it's called fiscal drag. Mm-hmm. So I guess that makes Jeremy Hunt the fiscal drag queen. But that thing about saving you £450 a year, that'll be enough to get you an appointment at a dentist, as long as you didn't need any treatment.
What do you make of the budget, Raymond?
Well, I think it's quite good for a normal person like myself. But it's before an election, it's just the usual bribe. You see, budget's only for the rich punters. It's for all the bams like us, isn't it? Take all of that. Here's 2 pence. Go in, there's 2 pence. Come on, vote for us. That's what it is. Just a bribe, man.
Well, what do we think? Is it a bribe, Susie? Do you think that this will make any difference politically?
The Tories have got about as much chance of getting back in at Westminster as me going back to men. It's,
Brilliant. Ignacio, what about you? If you were in charge, let's say you had control of the public purse, what would be in your budget and why?
I caught a 4:30 a.m. train from Cardiff to be here to perform in front of a room filled with people who don't pay to go watch entertainment. Who I seem like the type of guy who should be giving financial advice.
I have an actual plan to save the economy. Hear me out. Everybody pays a little bit, and then we have an incremental tax system as opposed to these massive bands. But then you drop VAT. Take it off of everything and let that money swirl around the economy.
No. All these old gammons will put the money in the bank. They're not spending their money.
Brilliant.
You're such a dad.
I could watch this all day. Yes, it was described as one of the most challenging budgets in recent times, especially for panel show hosts who have to say hunt and cuts in the same sentence. Well done, Susie and Ignacio. You get 2 points for that. It was, of course, the spring budget. Right, over to you, Raymond and Val. What was the other story we were after?
I think it might be the 2 old-age pensioners running for President of the United States.
Is the right answer. Yes, the youthful indeed. Donald Trump and Joe Biden have swept to commanding victories in the latest nominating contest for the US presidential election. What are known as Super Tuesday primaries took place across 15 American states and 1 overseas territory. On the Republican side, Mr. Trump's only remaining challenger, Nikki Haley, denied him a clean sweep by winning in Vermont before finally dropping out of the race. Haley suspending her campaign was a relief to Donald Trump, as usually when he wants a woman to go away, he has to pay them $135,000. What do you think, Val? Well done on the right answer. Are you surprised then, with all that's going on, that we are looking like it's going to be Biden versus Trump again?
It's a terrible, terrible rerun, isn't it? I mean, you get this awful flashbacks to the last time when we had to watch endless political broadcasts of the pair of them trying to remember what they were supposed to be arguing about.
They've tried to jail him, they've tried to fine him, they've tried to get him off the Constitution, saying they incited insurrection. And even the Constitution says, Amendment 14, Article 3 says, any officer of the United States who's taken the Pledge of Allegiance to safeguard the Constitution, if he's engaged in public insurrection, is barred from holding office, and only Congress can remove that disability. But other Republican senators, and this is why he might win, are terrified.
How old did you say Trump is?
He's 78. Well, he'll be 78 by the time of the election. His birthday's in June. He's 77 right now.
78. I mean, that is impressive that somebody that age can still get an insurrection, you know?
I think it's really sad. I think it's really sad that the richest country in the world and one of the biggest countries in the world has got 2 old geriatrics running for president. You know, I think it's really, really sad because Joe Biden looks like he could be taken out with a loud bang. Do you know what I mean? Imagine being the first president assassinated by a harsh winter.
Val, what do you think then? Do you think it's going to be different this time around?
No, really, but I'm kind of pinning my hopes on what the medical professionals keep telling us about his terrible diet. You know, man who lives on cheeseburgers and chips. But I think the fact that he keeps surviving just tells us how many preservatives there are in cheeseburgers and chips.
What do you think, Raymond? We've been here before, the same 2 candidates. A lot of Americans seem disappointed at that. Who do you wish was running for US president?
Well, if we're looking at American geriatrics, I mean, there's better geriatrics than they two. Morgan Freeman, he's 86. Yeah. Clint Eastwood, he's 94. And Betty White, she's been dead for 3 years. It makes me a sense in these two.
Donald Trump had to be reminded that it was Super Tuesday, to which she replied, "I'll just have the soup, thanks." Yes, well done, Raymond and Val. You get 2 points for that. It was the mashup of the spring budget and Super Tuesday in the USA. And at the end of that round, well done, the teams are all square. Now, much of our news is about public opinion, so to find out what stories people are talking about, we spoke to two friends of the show, Hebridean baker Cognac MacLeod and writer and parapsychologist Evelyn Hollow. So, Raymond and Val, what do you think Cognac is on about here?
They've been voted the happiest place to live in Scotland. The pace of life won't be everybody's cup of tea, as things don't happen that quickly. You'll have all this money, but the only place to spend it is in the co-op in Ballyvanish.
Is this trying to lure people to the islands with money?
I'll take that answer. Well done, yes. One of the UK's most remote GP practices, serving the Hebridean islands of Uist and Benbecula, is offering a salary of £150,000 to attract new doctors to live and work there. On the Isle of Rum, parents are seeking a new school teacher for its 5 primary pupils and 2 nursery children with a package worth £68,000. Not to say island GP practices are outdated, but the newest magazine in the waiting room listed Robert Burns as the sexiest man alive. Val, what about you? Would you relocate to a remote island for £150,000?
Aye, I'd get peace and quiet to sit and write. Because I mean,
Actually, that'd be perfect for you.
and I mean, what do doctors do? They just say like, here's some antibiotics, or here's some estrogen, or you know, here's some, I don't know, Valium. It's pretty straightforward, really. Or you need to go to the hospital on the mainland.
Referrals right, left and centre.
Absolutely.
Imagine being in the Western Isles, out your head in Valium. Oh, you would go, the world stopped.
Loving this. Valium McDermott. I can see it now.
Perfect. Oh yeah, just refer them all off on the air ambulance, and I'll just sit and write my novels.
I love it. What a great shout. Ignacio, what about you? It's a lovely part of the world. Would you move to a remote island for £150,000?
For 10 grand, I'd ghost my entire family, all right? I'd cut everyone out. I'd never see anyone again. 150 grand, absolutely. I'll go to medical school, whatever you need. I'm done.
The job's yours, Ignacio. Susie, what about you? Would you move to a remote island for £150,000?
There's days where I would move to a remote island for a good cagoule and a Twix. There's 10 million things stopping me from doing that, and that's midges. It's very difficult to appreciate a fine Scottish landscape when there's 10 million midges eating your face off.
A good point, isn't it?
No.
They'll be after your Twix. Well, look, we'll go round the houses quickly with this one. We're obviously talking about an incentive to attract people to the islands here in Scotland. Money is being used, but if not with money, how would you entice people to move to the islands?
You need to get the Willy Wonka guy in. Right, you do. He got people to part with 35 quid and lose their childhoods.
If not with money, how would you entice people to move to the islands? Val?
Whiskey.
Great answer. Can't argue with that. Bottle of whiskey. Raymond, how would you... Sorry?
Sex.
Just a free...
Sex.
But there's only 3 folk there.
Sex. You only need one. Sex.
How very limited.
Yes, encouraging new people to live and work on Scotland's islands is the right answer. Well done, Raymond and Val. Susie and Ignacio, it's your turn now. What do you think Evelyn is talking about here?
This story did not leave me shaken, but it did leave me stirred. Unfortunately, I work in strange science rather than secrets. But it is an interesting discussion, you know, always trying to imagine what this agency might be called. Maybe it's the sort of thing where you'd want to contact Ian Rankin to ask for the name.
She's talking about if Scotland was to go independent, they'd have to have some kind of equivalent to MI5 and the kind of spy, you know, infrastructure.
That's the right answer. Well done, Ignacio. Yes, spies operating for an independent Scotland would work in accordance with Scottish values, according to a government report. Ministers have shared the latest findings from a series exploring how a newly independent nation could function if Scots were to vote to leave the Union. It's been revealed that an independent security service would be based in the east coast of Scotland and become known as MI5.
I don't think Scottish people are good at keeping secrets. I think we need to be honest about that. Like, I am terrible at keeping secrets because, like, one, I'm Scottish, two, I'm a woman, and I'm also a homosexual. So that's like gossip jackpot. Do you know what I mean? Scottish people love knowing that someone else knows that they know something that they don't know. We absolutely love it. And we either tell them and make them swear on a dead relative's memory, or we go, I know something you don't know. That's what we do. We are terrible at keeping secrets.
Raymond, what do you think about this then? What do you make of the provision for a Scottish intelligence agency?
I think it's great. I actually went online and I thought this was brilliant. I went on a government website and it's saying the sort of thing they'd be in risk and threat assessment, investigation of threats, monitoring of threats to the democratic process. Oh no, George Galloway's flit it back to Dundee. Stuff like that. But there's also on it Space Scotland. Have you heard of Space Scotland?
Space Scotland?
That's all part of the whole military thing. Yep. Space Scotland. And it says on their website, space is open for all. Do I go for a walk in the park? No, I was going to get into space today.
Oh, what do you think about this then, Val? We're chatting about a Scottish intelligence agency. Are you a fan of this?
Well, I think one of the things that they're concerned about is the fact that we've got the nuclear deterrent. And they would obviously be concerned about us giving that secret away. You didn't know that, did you? But it seems to me that we can solve our economic problems thus by saying to them, we're going to charge you rent for your Trident. Oh. We'll take care of it for you, we'll look after it for you, but we'll take some money off of you.
That's the equivalent of the wee guy outside the football saying, I'm going to watch your motor, big man.
Exactly, but we'll charge them more than 50p.
Ignacio, would you be a good spy?
I mean, I think it's about time there was a Spanish James Bond, okay? No, hear me out, okay? I think it would work really well. The name's Albondigas. James Albondigas, all right? I think it's pretty cool, all right? And like, think about, you know, all of the type of stuff a spy would need to do. Like, Jason Bourne's got all of these different identities to get in and out of different countries and locations. And Spanish people have that as well. We've got a thing called a European passport.
What about you, Raymond? You're a well-travelled man. Would you like to be a spy?
No, I'm a true Scotsman. I couldn't be a spy. I'd go back to get debriefed. Say, what have you found out, Agent Mearns? And I says, I'm no a grass.
Yes, well done. Plans for Scottish spies is indeed the right answer. 2 points goes to Susie and Ignacio. You're listening to Breaking the News from BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Susie and Ignacio, you're first this time. Who is this?
Its heart has been taken out. Its economy has ebbed away. And it's my job to try to make Rochdale great again.
That was George Galloway.
That was indeed George Galloway. That's the right answer. This is George Galloway, who has been sworn in as an MP following his successful election last week. Mr. Galloway romped to victory with a majority in Rochdale, with independent runner David Tully finishing second, the Conservatives in third and Labour in fourth. After his success in Rochdale, George Galloway said Labour and the Tories were two cheeks of the same backside. A comparison which caused some offence to the centrist Lib Dems. Well, there we go. What do you think then, Susie? Are you pleased to see George Galloway back in politics?
I'm not personally pleased about it, but it shows you how bad Westminster's got that you're genuinely seeing the return of George Galloway and you're thinking to yourself, might be the voice of reason there. He's no any worse than anyone else who's already in there.
Val McDermott, what do you think about the news this week that George Galloway is back in politics?
I was disappointed not to see the lime green leotard make an appearance in the campaign trail. But having said, he's got this, slogan: "Make Rochdale great again." It's not the same as MAGA, is it? I mean, it's still got the same. Doesn't it trip off the tongue?
Not as
the same
catchy,
way?
is it?
It's not really. But I'm wondering how he's going to do that. I mean, is he going to build a wall?
There you go. That's the next thing. Can you imagine who's going to pay for it? Altrincham. I don't know if that's geographically correct, but I had a go. Well, look, obviously George Galloway did get a very handsome majority in Rochdale. What do you think was so effective about the campaign?
He got in, I think, because it's a protest vote. Like, that's a big part of it. People love a protest vote in the UK. And there's people in my area, so I live in a place called Llandoch near Cardiff, or Llandoch ai Fach in Welsh. And people there they'd elect Attila the Hun if he filled in all the potholes around Llandoch.
Raymond, final thoughts on this to you. If you were to stand for election on a single issue, what would it be and why?
Well, I have an issue with the varying levels of quality of square sausage.
I tell you what, I actually see on the back of that, you've triggered something in me, Raymond. I tell you what I would campaign on, that if you are a Scottish hotel, you must compulsory have potato scones at breakfast.
Absolutely.
See when I go for
When you get hash browns.
legend!
Right. Now, I don't mind a hash brown if there's a tortoise scone there first.
I'm not a hash brown fan. I just don't feel the need for battered potato in my life, right?
I don't want to interrupt this rally on behalf of the potato
The
scone
Scottish
party.
breakfast party.
George Galloway isn't a great judge of political situation. He famously praised Saddam Hussein for his indefatigability, just days before the Allies defatigated him. Well done. 2 points to Susie and Ignacio. That was, of course, George Galloway. Over to you now, Raymond and Val. It's your turn. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I can't do this forever. So it's just like sometimes you just want to try your best to enjoy the moments and do the best that you can.
Well, it's one of two people, isn't it? It's one of the Williams sisters.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Serena or Venus. Probably Serena.
Yes, well done, Val. Serena Williams is in the news this week as a new feature film on the 1971 Women's World Cup produced by Serena and her sister Venus is released in the UK. Copat 71 reveals the hidden controversies behind the biggest ever occasion in women's sport and tells the story of the forgotten pioneers who played at a time when women's football was often ridiculed. The final of the tournament, held in Mexico City, attracted an all-time women's record attendance of around 110,000 people to the Estadio Azteca, although it was never recognised by the sport's world governing body, FIFA. What do you make of this story? Had you heard about this before then?
Yeah, I did know about this because, for so long women's football had been shoveled into a cupboard, mostly because the associations banned it, and FIFA in particular. But I also knew a lot about it because of Rose Riley, the Scottish women player who made history by... She's the only Scottish person to have a World Cup medal. And why should we not play?
I know.
We're actually good at it, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, the Scottish women have carried this nation for a long time. It was
Well,
good to see the men following. But there you go. It's the right answer. Well done, Val. Raymond, what do you make of this?
If you're getting 110,000 people at a game, surely it must have made money. Didn't the money men go, "Here, boys, we're missing a trick here"? What happened?
I actually know about this because there's a British or a former British badminton player and English badminton player called Gail Eames, who used to play mixed doubles with a guy called Nathan Robertson. Okay, and Gail's mum was actually involved in this. And when they came back from Mexico, her mother was banned for playing football for 2 years.
Why? Who banned her?
Because they went.
But the FA banned her?
The FA, yeah.
What do you make of this, Ignacio? Had you heard about this story before?
I'm going to be honest with you. I hadn't heard of it until Serena and Venus bringing it to people's attention. I thought women's football started when Olga Carmona scored the winning goal against England in the World Cup last year. I mean, that's kind of when I took it. But it's interesting because when I moved to Wales, because in this documentary they talk about being told, oh, well, football's not for girls, and being told this over and over again. And I moved to Wales and I said I was into football, and people were like, football's for girls. And that's kind of... And a reversal on that kind of thing.
So we've got the amazing Venus and Serena Williams, these legends from the modern day. Is it great to see them lifting up a moment from the past? Susie, do you appreciate their involvement in this?
I mean, absolutely, but it's not something you see a lot in Scotland, is it, due to the lack of modern legends? You know, moments from the past for us aren't really many worth lifting, is
Yeah.
there? Do you know, but I think that'll change. That'll change between the football team, Andy Murray's legacy and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I think it works for them because they're American, and Americans are typically more enthusiastic about stuff. Like they narrated the documentary, and I don't think I could listen to it if Andy Murray had narrated it.
Yes, well done. Serena Williams is, of course, the right answer. 2 points goes to Raymond and Val. It's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
Which would create a handsome bulge.
That's Dinah Collin there, costume designer for the 1995 Pride and Prejudice series, sharing some tricks of the trades. OK, fingers on your buzzers, teams. Here we go. What, on average, is 138 minutes long? Susie?
The length of time it takes Biden to remember what he's talking about.
What, on average, is 138 minutes long? Ignacio?
Is it voice notes from my mate Gavin? Just text me, you idiot.
What, on average, is 138 minutes long? Any more for any more? Raymond?
Foreplay.
And the answer we were looking for was this. What, on average, is 138 minutes long? It's the length of the Best Picture nominees at this year's Oscars.
Which would create a handsome bulge.
Oh, there we go. That is our klaxon. Dinah has Collin, meaning it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Raymond Mearns and Val McDermott. And commiserations to Ignacio Lopez and Susie McCabe. And we'll leave you with the breaking news just in. A drug trafficker who claimed he was holding £1 million of cocaine for a friend has been jailed, although police felt pretty stupid when his neighbour turned up holding a "sorry we missed you" card for the Royal Mail. A quick-thinking pilot successfully delivered a baby mid-flight after the mother suddenly went into labour. The mother said she was over the moon, although it did take the shine off things when Ryanair charged her £60 for an extra seat. And sci-fi epic Dune Part 2 made $182 million worldwide on its opening weekend, starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Of course, here in Scotland, Dune 2 is what we call July. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!
Name a yellow fruit.
Orange.
Name a yellow fruit. And you said orange. Is the top end orange? I love it. Anybody else got another question?